here for you. Fox 4 News starts now.
Hello, I'm Dan Godwin with a look at what's making news in North Texas. The Fort Worth fire chief and the police chief say Monday's hotel explosion was not an attack. Investigators are trying to determine if the blast was caused by a natural gas leak. The explosion at the Sandman Signature Hotel on Houston at West 7th Street injured 21 people. 2 stories of the building collapsed into the basement. The fire chief says structural engineers determined the building is not in danger of collapsing any further. The hotel will be boarded up today. Atmos crews are on the scene helping gather evidence for the investigation. Cleanup crews are starting to get things back to normal.
Because as we remove debris, we want to make sure that as we alter the debris field, we're not creating additional opportunities for collapse and injury to our folks.
The chief says city structural engineers have marked the area safe from, as we mentioned, an additional collapse, allowing crews to continue the cleanup. With the stock show and rodeo and MLK Day parade happening this weekend into next week, the city may have to make adjustments to parade routes. We are learning more about some of the victims of that explosion. Of the 21 people hurt, at least one had to be taken to Parkland Hospital in Dallas and was admitted to the burn unit there. That woman was listed in critical condition. 4 other people suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. We spoke with one woman who was staying on the 10th floor of the nearby Hilton Hotel in downtown Fort Worth when she heard and felt the explosion Monday afternoon.
One big, like just a jolt. I looked at the window and insulation was flying by, smoke was coming by. We got down here and just chaos. And I think that that's what the chaos was. Nobody really knew what was going on.
2 people have been released from the hospital already. Crews recovered personal belongings left behind from hotel rooms yesterday. A North Texas activist started a petition aimed at removing Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson from office. Johnson was a long-term Democrat who previously served in the Texas House. He switched to the Republican Party last year. Dallas health store owner Devontae Peters says he has lost faith in the mayor because of the switch, as well as Johnson's absence from several city council meetings. Peters says he has already collected 1,100 signatures. He needs 103,000 by March 5th before the council could even consider a recall election. Police arrested a teenager accused of killing his girlfriend in Dallas. The murder was apparently over a dispute about the victim's newborn baby. Trayvon Wright was arrested yesterday. He's accused of killing Ikea Hood Sunday at her mother's home in southeast Oak Cliff. Arrest documents say the 2 17-year-olds had been in an on-again, off-again relationship. Hood was the mother of a 3-week-old baby and had recently learned that Wright was not the child's father. Hood's mother told police her daughter was planning to explain that to Wright the day of the murder. Wright is still in jail on a $500,000 bond. Investigators are looking for the person seen on video vandalizing the old Tarrant County Courthouse. The video shows a man walking up to the nearly 130-year-old building just after midnight Monday and throwing a rock at a door. It broke a window. No other damage was reported. The vandal was dressed in black and wearing a red hat. If you recognize him, you are asked to contact the Tarrant County Sheriff's Department. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is trying to offer some clarity about the future of the team's head coach, Mike McCarthy. There have been reports that McCarthy's job is not safe. The coach is preparing for Sunday's playoff matchup against his old team, the Green Bay Packers. He's hoping to avoid the kind of early postseason defeats the Cowboys have had the last 2 seasons. Jones did not give a clear answer on Sunday about what he would do if the team suffers another quick exit. But he was much more emphatic when asked again yesterday on his radio show.
Coach McCarthy's under contract for next year, and so that's not an issue. Secondly, I couldn't be more pleased with what he's done and how he's coached. Now, apart from sitting down and going over the daily receipts and going over the detail of everything we do out there, I don't know how you can answer a question any different than that.
Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn is again drawing interest from other teams. The Washington Commanders, Carolina Panthers, and Los Angeles Chargers have asked to interview Quinn for their head coaching vacancies. Quinn has interviewed for other head coaching positions after each of the last 2 seasons. Both times he opted to remain with Dallas. The Cowboys' wild card game against Green Bay is right here on Fox 4. Kickoff set for 3:30 Sunday afternoon at AT&T Stadium. And coming up on Fox 4 News, a firefighter is thanking his medical team after surviving a heart attack on the job.
We have a couple of mild days on tap before Arctic air arrives by the end of the weekend into early next week. We'll talk about those details coming up.
Help us to break down the barriers that divide us and to build.
The city of Dallas has begun a series of events to commemorate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Yesterday was declared a day of reflection, prayer, and dedication. People were asked to pray for the safety and well-being of the city at the MLK Community Center in South Dallas. Council member Tanel Atkins spoke about Dr. King's unwavering commitment to creating a more just society, including his support for sanitation workers in Memphis right before his assassination.
But he really died for that, for the sanitation workers. And to make sure your neighborhood was clean, to make sure there was an opportunity for wages, a fair wages to work.
Other events planned in Dallas in the coming days include a job fair, a community cleanup, and a candlelight service. The annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day Parade is Monday morning.
We have been all over the place the last couple of weeks with our high temperatures. Yeah, after more of a mild end to last weekend, man, it was cold yesterday. We officially topped out at 50 degrees, but those winds stayed strong all day long, making that 50-degree high temperature feel even colder than that. We have 2 more mild days on tap before changes arrive. This morning, we still felt a freezing at the DFW airport, with outlying areas falling into the upper 20s, low 30s. Either way, factored in a little bit of a breeze, and we were dealing with a little bit of a wind chill. Nothing like what we saw yesterday morning, but enough that you definitely noticed it when you stepped out the door this morning. We're going to be looking at a whole lot of sunshine today, and even through the first half of the day tomorrow. Out ahead of another cold front, but as that cold front arrives tomorrow late in the day through the evening hours, a few showers and storms will be possible. Again, this afternoon, high temperatures back in the low 60s, well above normal for this time of year as we turn a little bit more mild out ahead of those more significant changes. Tomorrow will also feature a whole lot of sunshine to start the day, highs climbing into the mid and upper 60s. And then a few showers and storms will be possible by tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and that'll mainly be for areas east of the immediate metroplex. So coverage still on the lower end, about 30%. Either way, we're still going to be dealing with a little bit more of a breeze, but those winds this afternoon, potentially gusting between 20 and 25 miles per hour, will help us warm up a little bit more. It's a change from yesterday, where those winds made it feel a little bit colder. This afternoon, that is not the case. So we stay dry tomorrow, but by tomorrow night, a few storms will return to the forecast. We're dry on Friday, we're dry on Saturday, and then we're waiting for the Arctic air and the arrival of that potential disturbance, which could bring a low shot at a wintry mix to parts of North Texas Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. I'll talk more about that in just a second. Our futurecast again, clear skies through the rest of the day today. Those winds staying strong and out of the south, helping us climb into the low 60s. Tonight, things look quiet as well. Maybe a few clouds out east to start the morning, but we should be above freezing tomorrow morning as well. By tomorrow afternoon, we are back in the mid to upper 60s, feeling more like a mild spring day. And we do have a shot at a few storms overnight as a front looks to approach North Texas once again. The coolest air doesn't look to arrive until Friday morning, so we're still going to be sitting in more mild air by the time the storms arrive tomorrow night. And again, it'll mainly be for areas east of the Metroplex, pushing into far east Texas through the overnight hours, so coverage still on the lower end, about 30%. Friday morning will feature much cooler morning low temperatures. We're back near freezing to start and likely staying in the 40s all afternoon long. As far as the potential for a couple of stronger storms are concerned, it does look like that potential will reside mainly east of the Metroplex. A couple of the strongest storms tomorrow evening, tomorrow night could produce some gusty winds. Now we got to talk about the arrival of that Arctic air. A stronger front looks to move in likely Sunday morning, which means falling temperatures all day on Sunday. That's the one thing that we know for certain. The second thing where there's still a little bit of a question mark is the potential for that wintry mix as a potential disturbance moves overhead, and that would mainly be Sunday evening, Sunday night. Again, still a question mark there. We'll nail down the forecast in the next couple of days. But again, focusing on that bitter cold, make sure you keep in mind the 4 Ps, especially Sunday night into Monday morning on your forewarned 7-day forecast, where temperatures could range anywhere from the single digits to the teens, with wind chill values hovering near zero, if not feeling below zero. MLK Day will feature highs staying below freezing, likely staying in the 20s, back up to about freezing Tuesday afternoon.
All right, thanks, Kylie. Suburban Fort Worth firefighter got the chance to thank the medical team that saved his life after he had a heart attack while on duty. Daniel Stewart works for the Bedford Fire Department. He started feeling pressure in his chest back in August while training in full gear. Stewart alerted his colleagues and was rushed to Texas Health HEB Hospital. He returned there yesterday, where he was reunited with the hospital's cardiology team.
Seeing the look on their face, I knew I was in trouble for sure. And then, knowing in the back of your mind what I do for a living, I knew what the end result was going to be if we didn't do something quickly, so that kind of made it a lot worse. If I'd have went into a room by myself and tried to shrug it off or try to make myself, catch my breath or whatever, they probably would have found me dead.
Thanks to life-saving measures by doctors and staff, Stewart was back on the job within a month. He's now urging others to never ignore warning signs. He also says he has changed his diet and lost weight since his heart attack. And that's a look at what's making news in North Texas. Of course, for news anytime, go to fox4news.com.